Notes from January 2017. Assessment at a distance of President Trump. These are notes on what was happening leading up to the January 20th inauguration of Trump, when the anti-Trump nut jobs, which is anybody who's anti-Trump, the anti-Trump nut jobs were trying to come up with all kinds of theories about how President Trump was a nut job. President-elect Trump was a nut job. And it's funny because what you see, the main motivation for people to attack Trump is to try to get name and facial recognition, is to try to get publicity. So you had these rinky-dink little psychiatrists from the San Francisco Bay Area Peninsula or the East Bay, or from Hyde Park, Chicago, or wherever, who came out of the woodwork and wrote books, using the DSM to diagnose Trump. And they just wanted to make money and get fame. That's all it was about. So when after I read, they were coming out with him one after another, and people in the bullshit news media, including like morning hen house shows designed for housewives who have finally gotten their husband off to work and the kids off to school, to sit down and relax and be mollified by how these famous, wealthy, important people think just like she does. So I wrote, yeah, right, everybody in the country is suddenly qualified to make diagnoses from the DSM. You cannot use assessment at a distance techniques to make psychiatric diagnoses. It is not only not accurate, but it is professionally unethical. If you actually read this fake news bullshit article closely, that is exactly what the article is actually saying. I'm sorry, but I forgot what article I was referring to, but there are a lot of them. If you hunt for them, you'll find lots of books and articles and video of, video of idiots proffering diagnoses. They have no idea what they are. That is the point of the article, not the nonsense that he says about Trump. I have encountered malignant narcissists many times. I have met Donald Trump personally on several occasions and had conversation with him. Whatever his psychological profile may be, he is definitely not a malignant narcissism. And either way, it is totally irrelevant to his ability to make public policy. Wake up, people. When you perpetuate bullshit critiques of the president like this, you're working on behalf of the 1%. You are helping the 1% work against him. You are therefore minions of the 1%, but you're too stupid to even realize that fact. Yes, Trump is also a member of the 1%, but he is different. The corrupt 1%, which is almost all of the 1%, uses the conglomerate media, as I have dubbed them, in other words, the corporate media, to control you, to manufacture your opinions for you, and thereby control you. Then use that control to suck money out of you and keep you and the rest of your friends that are 99% helpless and stupid voting the way they want you to vote, which is basically keeping them and their buddies in office so they can slowly form a dictatorship and take over total and permanent control of the country, which is a fact. Just as we needed a Republican and staunch conservative President Nixon to open relations with communist China, so we need a billionaire President Trump to oppose the billionaire elite in America. If you don't like Trump or you don't believe what I am saying, ask yourself this question. Whatever became of the middle classes in this country? I was born in 1959. I grew up in the 60s and the 70s, and then the 80s and the 90s, and I watched the middle class disintegrate, which was no accident. And it was no offshoot of other policies with bad consequences. It was intentional, designed, and directed. This decomposition of the middle classes in America was part of an overall scheme to turn the country into 1984 and take control. Whatever became of the middle classes in this country, the answer is obvious. The billionaires, who control most but not all of this society, not yet, have slowly and effectively disposed of it. Trump is trying to rescue and resurrect the middle class, which is you. Your anti-Trump propaganda-induced attitudes are not logical and they're factually wrong. Look around you. If you agree that the corporate media are the bad guys, then if they all work diligently together to attack one person, they must be afraid of that one person because that one person is the good guy. Look around you at the media to see if they are look around you at the media to see who they are ganging up on. I don't even have to say that one person's name. You know damn well that one person's name. Trump is the only hope you have to keep the 1% from continuing to exploit you. Sorry. Trump is the only hope you have to keep the 1% from continuing to exploit you. If you let him do his job, he will reduce the ability of the billionaires to control this country and control you. The billionaires and their 1% supporters, like Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, Charles Schumer, and on, are afraid of Trump. So they're waging all-out world war against him. Their immediate strategy is to use the conglomerate news media to convince people like you that they are the good guys, not Trump. It's obviously working. You, little man, you, little woman, you are helping the billionaires stop Trump from helping you. You need to wake the fuck up and find out what's really going on. The billionaires are working to destroy this democracy de facto so they can more directly control it, and you are helping them do so. Pathetic. You people who buy into this anti-Trump bullshit are your own worst enemies. Thank you for listening and watching.